Welcome back. We are back again on the Football Heritage. Today we'll be looking at the preview this weekend in the Premier League. We don't have any games, so we have a lot of FA Cup games, and Barcelona will be playing Real Madrid Sunday in the final of the Super Cup, and that will be a very good game because the last time they met, Real Madrid lost 4-0 against Barcelona. So Real Madrid want to revenge, and the first game we'll be looking at today will be the Man City game. Man City, they will be playing League Two Salford City. And City, their last two games in the Premier League, they won all two. And at least they are back to winning ways. And the game against Salford should not be a difficult game for them because Salford, they are a League Two team. You get a Premier League, League One, League Two, so that's like third division team. No, fourth division, Premier League, Championship, League One, League Two. So they playing a fourth division team in the FA Cup. That's a good job for Man City because when they formed, they are in, even though they won their last two Premier League games, but they gave away so many chances to the opposition. But I don't think Salford will be a difficult game. So Filippo Inzaghi, Man City tomorrow face Salford City, a League Two team. They are third place in the table in League Two. What's your opinion?
Well, to everyone watching our show tonight, I extend my sincere gratitude. My greeting also go to my two dynamic brothers here tonight. Brother Yaya, salute you. My greeting also go to the Brazil as well. Why my city was the
Salford,
third the Tusa, the third
Salford
second
City.
division team, Salford City in the second division league.
They are in
I
League Two.
believe
That's fourth equivalent to fourth division.
okay. Well, when we look at the formula Man City in now because they are beating their two last game. I believe that game is going to be as easy game for them. Yeah, because it will just be a one way because the children that division team they are not really they have that experience when it comes to Man City level. I believe that game will be a one way traffic like something like 4-0 like that higher goals.
So
That
that's
will
your
be my
prediction, right?
prediction, yeah, for that game.
Okay, thank you very much. And let me come to you, Mr. Connor. Tomorrow, Manchester City will face Salford City. They will face Salford City in the FA Cup, and Salford is a League Two team, fourth division below. And City, even though they are not playing well, but I think that will be an easy game for them. And Salford City, they are owned by a lot of former Manchester United players. Gary Neville, Phil Neville, Nicky Ball, Ryan Giggs, Paul School. They are the owner of Salford City. So what's your opinion to that match?
Well, I want to say good evening to Vabwe, good evening to you, Mr. Conan, and good evening to all of our Wishing our viewer, well wisher, and all of our supporters. Go even to the football warning. Um, I Man City and Safford is it's just a easy route for them. Um, I know the younger team or the junior team will always want to prove a case. They will always want to fight, but looking at Man City, far younger experience and the kind of team they got, the squad. I know they've been going through a tough time this season, but that's not a difficult task for Man City as per that level. Um, at this stage of the FA Cup, you don't expect much from the smaller side. The bigger sides just dominate those matches and just win it and wait for and just progress to the next round. So it's not going to be a tough one for Man City. It's just going to be something that they're just going to use as warm up match because there's no Premier League this weekend. So it's like a practice match for them. Um, we don't expect much from those League Three or League Two, whatever league they're playing in. We don't expect much from them. They will always want to come and prove something because they're not at the level, they're not at the spot level. So they will always want to prove something when they're going against bigger side. But it's obvious that that game going to be a one way. Um, it's going to be a one-sided game. There's no chance for Southport to win or put out a draw in that game. So my prediction for that game is 4-0 to Man City.
Thank you very much for that. And the next game, okay, let me talk about a little bit. As I said earlier, Safford is owned by a lot of former Manchester United players. They call them the class of '92 because those guys they were on the academy and they graduated from Manchester United Academy in 1992. That's why they call them the class of '92. Nicky Butt, Paul Scholes, Ryan Giggs, David Beckham, Phil Neville, Gary Neville. That's why they call it the class of '92. They own Safford City. Fourth division team, I don't think they're going to be the problem for City because City, it doesn't matter how bad they are currently. It doesn't matter how many chances they gave the opponent in recent games because if you watch their game against Western United, they could have been down 2-0 in the first 5 minutes of that game. If Western United, if they were clinical in front of goal, they could have been like 2-0 up in the first 5 minutes against Man City because they are still giving a lot of chances away. But a fourth division team, a team from League Two, will not cause problem for City. I think City are going to cruise to victory, and I can see a B score line, probably a 6-0 win for Man City. That's just my prediction. City going to smash them 6-0. The next game we're going to look at in the FA Cup is the Liverpool will be at home at Anfield against Accrington Stanley. Accrington Stanley also is from League Two. Excuse me, another League Two team. And I think that game gonna be a one-sided game also because Liverpool 2 consecutive games now will all win. They drew at home in the Premier League against Manchester United, and they lost in the Carabao Cup first leg at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium 1-0 against Tottenham. So they will want to make a comeback, especially to get some confidence because sooner they will be playing Nottingham Forest. The only game they lost this season in the Premier League all season before Tottenham game, that was the only game they lost. So that's their only loss in the Premier League. And sooner in May we will be playing away to Nottingham Forest. Even online, I see a lot of Forest fans. They are saying they are in a title race. It's a it's a title clash because if Forest win that game, they will be just 3 points behind Liverpool. Even then, Liverpool will get one game in hand. So they have to win this game against Accrington Stanley or League Two team for them to get more confidence before the Forest game. So, my brother Filippo Inzaghi, what's your take on that game? Liverpool versus Accrington Stanley, a team from League Two, equivalent to Labrador 4 Division.
Well, I think that game is going to be a one-way traffic because Liverpool are being done into game now because they are not really performing well, even though they draw one and they go on game. Tottenham beat them 1-0 at the dying minute, but tomorrow game they have to beat so they can keep in that spirit for Nottingham Forest game for the next match are coming. I believe that they're going to secure that 3 point tomorrow so they can qualify to the next stage. Well, that game, my prediction is going to be like something like 3-0 for me. That would be my prediction because Accrington City, if they are not going to do anything in front of Liverpool, so my prediction is 3-0 to Liverpool.
All right, thank you very much, Filippo Inzaghi, for that prediction. Mr. Connell, let me come to you. Your team, they lost in May week against Tottenham Hotspur in the first leg of the Carabao Cup, and they also dropped point in the Premier League at the weekend against Manchester United at Anfield. But tomorrow opposition is League Two team Accrington Stanley in the third round of the FA Cup. What's your take on that game?
Um, Critically, Liverpool is desperate to get a win after playing two games in succession in all competition without a win. This is going to be the third game, which happened to be going against League Two side Accrington Stanley. Um, it's obvious they're going to put in all their best to get a win. They want to get by the win away. We know the game in the Premier League with Man City, Man United was a tough one because that was Man United best game ever this season. So it was a tough one for them. They got a draw. They managed to get a draw from that game. They was not happy about it, but I think it was a well deserved for both sides. Now they went to Spurs. Also in a Carabao Cup, they lost the first leg, which they could have won. They had so many chances, but there was not clinical enough, and some terrible defending from the Liverpool side. I said this couple of weeks. Robinson kind of been struggling of recent, and we see uh, Trent struggling as well. And this is a serious issue for Liverpool because those two guys, quote unquote, if you really watching Liverpool game all the time, they played a tremendous role in Liverpool's success, winning games, scoring goals. When those guys are not at their best, you see Liverpool struggle. Um, the same problem they had Manchester game, they had the same problem Spurs game. All right, but this is a lower side they're going against, and I believe the coach is looking at it. He's looking at so many things to work on in order to stop conceding goals easily. Liverpool is playing well, but they also concede goals so easily, and you don't want to keep doing that if you are um, in a title race and you're looking at the main team that heading for the title. Everybody that coming at you, they're going to make sure they come with everything in order to stop you from winning them or try to get a point from you. So you got to be prepared. Every game now for Liverpool is going to be like a final, especially in the Premier League. Um, The one they lost in the Carabao Cup is done. It's a semi-final. It's still a valuable game that they lost, but they still have a second chance at Anfield that they could change that around. Same with this FA Cup. I know they don't have a tough side. It's a one leg match. They can't afford to draw or lose because you don't want to be playing too many games. Because if you draw, I think the rules is they got to postpone it, or you got to play second leg when you draw in the FA Cup match. You don't want that because you need to reserve your players. You need to keep them fit. Reserving them, you don't want to play too many games. So the opportunity is there. You're not playing a bigger side. You got to go straight to it and win it. And I think that's what Liverpool going to be doing. I don't think they're going to be matching Liverpool toe to toe tomorrow. They are smaller side. They will go for everything. But at the end of the day, Liverpool is going to just walk over and it's going to be one sided game. But the problem I was just talking about in Liverpool team, especially the two the right back and the left back, they're struggling with those two guys. Robinson is not at his best anymore. Trent Alexander, he's kind of terrible in defending. So a lot of teams trying to discover that. Um, we saw the Manchester game, they had two players running at him through all the match, Bruno Fernandes and Dallo, which gave him so many problems. And you see Mo Salah don't check back a lot. He playing in front of Trent Alexander Hunt. So if you got a team, if they go against a team that decide to play most of their game from that side, Liverpool always struggle because Mo Salah is not the kind of player that will continue coming back to help in defense, especially on the wing. Is tough for him. Sometimes he comes in, especially when the pressure is on Liverpool. But tomorrow game is going to be different. I think they're going to be too strong for them. Their control, the kind of individual brilliances they got, they just not going to match Liverpool tomorrow. So my prediction for that game is 3-0 in favor of Liverpool.
All right, thank you for that prediction. 3-0 to Liverpool. And for me, I think it's a one-sided game, and they're going to go for it. Even though I expect them to make a lot of changes, because they have a very difficult game in May week against Nottingham Forest. So I expect Liverpool to make a lot of changes for this game, to bring in a lot of players that are not playing, that are not starting. So, but they're still going to win. It doesn't matter the players that will play for Liverpool, because that's a full division team. You don't expect Liverpool to especially lose at home. Most of the time in such fixture, the only time you can get a short result mostly in such a fixture when the fourth or third division team is playing home, because most of the time their pitch can be very terrible, and the pitch can be very small, substandard pitch. Then with the crowd, the little crowd behind them, sometimes they can get a little advantage and they may win. But going to Anfield right now in the Premier League, Anfield is the most difficult ground to visit. It's not an easy, it's not an easy place to go to. The crowd at Anfield can make it very difficult for any team. Whether it's a European net, it's a Premier League game made day, they make it very, very difficult for the opposition team. And Accrington Stanley, a full division team visiting Anfield, it's just going to be a one-sided game. I can only see them winning. Liverpool win 4-0. That's my prediction. Izaki, can you please give me your two prediction? I didn't pull it down for Accrington Stanley and Liverpool and Man City and Safford.
I said 4-0 for Man City.
4-0. Man, how about the Liverpool?
Liverpool 3.
Okay, Liverpool 3. Thank you very much. So now, the next game in the FA Cup, Chelsea will be playing home at Morecambe. Morecambe FC Chelsea was a Morecambe. And they are also in League Two. So Chelsea, Man City, and Liverpool, the draw really favor them in the third round of the FA Cup. They pair every one of them against a League Two side. And they have met only once. That was in the FA Cup in 2021 in the FA Cup, and Chelsea defeated Morecambe 4 goals to 0. So on Sunday, that's Chelsea opponent Morecambe. It's going to be a one-sided game, even though Chelsea they haven't won a game for their past 4 games in the Premier League, 0 victory. Isaki, what's your opinion on that game?
Well, that game is going to be a little bit difficult for Chelsea, even though they're going to be, but that game is going to be difficult for Chelsea. And that more team are going to play for her. Maybe at the die minute, Chelsea going to beat them. But if not, that game will not be something easy because Chelsea is not really in form now. They are dropping form. They are not producing. They are not making any effort of beating any game now. So it's going to give them. It will take them difficulty for them winning that game. Yeah, that's my belief. Even though they are winning, it will not go to be like something like wow goal like that. Maybe something 2-0, 2-0 be good for them. Yeah, but I believe they're not going to take that type of higher goal. That's
So
my
two
prediction.
zero, 2-0, right?
2-0, yeah.
All right, thank you very much. Mr. Corner, let me come to you. Chelsea, they are winless in their last 4 Premier League games, but this weekend they play in the FA Cup. They are at home against a League Two side, another 4th division team, Morecambe, in the FA Cup third round. So, what's your opinion on that game?
Yeah, those games I think Man City, Liverpool, and Chelsea will use this game to just add up to their winning games this season because going against a League Three or League Four side in the FA Cup at their level, at Chelsea level, I don't see any change from despite their bad run. They're not winning games of recent, but Chelsea is going to be too strong for them as well. It's obvious they're going to win again because Chelsea seeing themselves not doing too well in the Premier League as starting contender. So you don't want to drop out of those competition as well because the possibility is there to progress and go to the semi-final and the final and possibly win it. So they're going to take that game serious. Chelsea is going to put all into that game tomorrow in order to get a win. So I believe Chelsea is going to win like 3-1.
3-1 to Chelsea. Yeah. Thank you for that prediction. For me, it's just going to be one-sided game. We all know Chelsea, they get a large squad. So probably they're going to use that of player that don't have that their confidence level is very low at this moment in time because it's a 4th division team. You can give some player the opportunity to play player that don't that they have done they have not played a lot of minutes. You can give them the opportunity to get more minutes in that game. And I think Chelsea going to do that. It's going to be a one-way traffic. I can see Chelsea winning like 5-0. So my prediction going to be 5 goals to 0. And we now go to the big game on Sunday. Arsenal versus Manchester United, third round of the FA Cup. It's going to be a classic. Despite the position, Manchester United 13th place in the Premier League. Arsenal, they won more FA Cup than any other team in England. They have won the FA Cup 14 times, and Manchester United have won the FA Cup 13 times. So it's going to be a very difficult game come Sunday. Arsenal, they are also struggling, particularly up front. They are not scoring, and even their set pieces not happy them like that no more. And they drew at the weekend against Brighton or struggling Brighton, who have now won in their last 7 games. They drew at Brighton and they lost at home in a first leg, the semi-final first leg of the Carabao Cup against a brilliant Newcastle side with one of the best strikers in world football, Alexander Isak, getting a goal and an assist. Filippo Inzaghi, the big game is on Sunday. FA Cup Tehran, Manchester United at Emirates against Arsenal. What's your view on that game?
Well, that game is going to be certainly do or die game because Manchester United, the performance they proving to us, they gone against Liverpool. That was a very brilliant game for them. I believe that if the coach can use that tactic to play Arsenal, they're going to get a good result. And now Arsenal is they just beat them in Gomtown on Emirates Stadium by Newcastle, and their way of playing, they don't have good scorer. Carl is not doing nothing. Uh, Alexander Trossard is not doing anything. So the only striker they have now is Gabriel Jesus, and Gabriel Jesus is not really producing. They have good Mayfield and they have good defense, but actually they are not scoring, and that is a big problem for them. If you are playing big team, if opportunity come across you, you got to make use out of it. But they are not doing nothing. And Manchester United, they have striker, they have good player. So they have good player, and also they name that game to play. That game is a big game for Arsenal, and that game is not going to be a small side. So everybody need that point. But my prediction is showing me that that game is going to end at 2-2. That will be my
2-2.
prediction.
Then we're gonna win penalty because if the game draw, gotta go extra time. After that, no one win penalty shooter. So you say 2-2. We're gonna win a penalty shooter. Inzaghi,
Yes.
You hear me? We're going to win in a penalty shootout because if the game draw, it will go to
Oh,
penalty, no replay.
Okay, is it the fourth round or the fifth round
Third
to do the
round,
replay, right?
yeah,
okay.
yeah, somewhere
Uh,
around there. But the third round, no replay.
Okay.
okay.
So
Then
if it draw, we're going to win a penalty shooter.
Man United going
That'll
to
be
be
a prediction.
All right, thank you very much, Inzaghi. Mr. Connor, let me come to you. Sunday, Manchester United they are at the Emirates in the FA Cup third round, and Sunday will be the 243 time that Manchester United will face Arsenal in all competition. Arsenal get 90 victory over Man U. Manchester United 99, 53 draw. So if Man United win on Sunday, it will be their 100 victory against Arsenal. FA Cup third round. The last time both teams met in the FA Cup was at the Emirates January 2019. January 2019, when both teams met in the FA Cup, when Manchester United defeated Arsenal at the Emirates 3-1. Jesse Lingard, Alexis Sanchez, and uh, Anthony Marshall got a 3 goal for Manchester United that day. So tomorrow is another game. Arsenal struggling, Manchester United also struggling, particularly in front of goals. So what's your take on the game?
Well, those two teams are the two best when it comes to the FA Cup, the FA Cup. So both team got a very good record in the FA Cup, and Arsenal is a title contender. Man United is not. Um, Arsenal got so much to fight for in the Premier League as compared to the FA Cup. I'm taking all those factors into consideration. Um, Arsenal will not be willing to risk um, their key players because that game is going to be a tough one. It's going to be um, so many tackles. Um, it's going to be a high intensity match because Man United, on the other hand, are not title contender this season. Um, they fought so hard against Liverpool. We saw the bravery, we saw the energy level. A lot of people came out to say if Man United can exhibit this kind of energy or this kind of fighting spirit in the rest of the season, they can be somewhere. I was a little bit surprised with the way Man United played against Liverpool, and I'm not a Man United fan. I said that if Man United carry that um, energy into any other match in the Premier League, FA Cup, they're going to come out with a victory. Liverpool is strong, and that's the reason why they drew that game. The kind of way Man United played Liverpool, they play any other team in the Barca Premier League this season. Um, I not except surprises, but they're definitely going to win it because they had Liverpool to their neck, especially in the last 15 minutes, and it served as a lesson for all the Manchester United players that they're being doing bad to themselves. They have not been serving the team right because they're getting paid to get this job done, and they're not doing it the right way. And that game was a huge example. They got a lot of praises. Um, all everybody saw the game, so it's going to be a high intensity match. But I give the edge to Man United because those factors that I just mentioned. Arsenal is a title contender. They can afford to lose key players to injury. Um, Man United is going to start their full squad against Arsenal. Arsenal may try to do some change because they are also in a Carabao Cup semi-final. They lost to Newcastle. So too many
They,
cups.
Wednesday they have a London derby against Spurs, their
Right.
enemy.
So that's so um, uh, challenging for Arsenal right now. They got a very crucial fixture that they got to face with, and I believe the kind of process and the result Man United got from Liverpool match, they're gonna go um, to that game with the same character because Man United have to win to stay in the FA Cup. If you lost, they got nothing to fight for. Okay, they got nothing to fight for in the Premier in England this season. So it's a big chance. All right, it's a big chance for Man United right now to fight and stay in the FA Cup. And one of the obstacles is Arsenal because if they eliminate Arsenal, we know all the big guys sit there, but one of the giant will be falling, and then they move ahead. So, having said that, all those factors that I just mentioned, I think Man United is going to win again tomorrow, 2-1.
Thank you very much for that. For me, tomorrow game, Sunday game, I have never been confident in the last few years going to the Emirates as I am right now because I look at our Arsenal team. Even they could play Newcastle until like for 2 days they play the game for 2 days, not 90 minutes. They wouldn't have scored against Newcastle because if you have a guy like Kai Haver as your dependable striker in a massive game, you are going nowhere. And Mikel Arteta is a very stubborn coach. He knows very well. He bought this guy as a midfielder. He tried him for few games in the first season. It didn't work out. That's how he moved him up front. This guy cannot lead a line again for any serious team. Kai Havertz is not a striker. He will score goal here and there, but when it matters the most, he will not get you that goal, and that's a big problem. And with Saka out, Arsenal entire attack is there without Bukayo Saka. That attack is there without Saka. Martinelli, he has fallen off the cliff. The Martinelli 2 seasons ago, he was electric. That Martinelli now, he is playing like a headless chicken. That's how Martinelli is playing. And Arteta will never change. If you look at Arsenal summer signing, they signed Mikel Merino, they signed Calafiori, and they signed Raheem the Dream Sterling on loan. Or Gawu is not playing. You just sign him to pay him like 30 some more percent of the Chelsea salary. They paying a guy £100,000 every week because he makes 300,000. So they are paying 1/3 of his salary without using him. Why you sign him? You sign Mikel Merino, who is not at that level to win you the Premier League or the Champions League. He's not a good player. He's not an Arsenal player. He should be playing for team at West Ham, team below the table. You sign Calafiori. He's not a first choice left back. And the team, they have so many left back. They have Kieran Tierney, Calafiori. They have what's his name?
Zinchenko.
Zichenko. And the new kid that usually play now, Skelly.
Yeah.
One thing with so many left back, they some players that are making no impact on their team. This is what hurting them. And Bukayo Saka is out, and our captain is also struggling. His first 2 games after injury against West Ham United and away to Sporting Lisbon were 2 best games. Since those games, he has been awful. Their captain has been awful. And watch him. This guy, whenever a team is physical against Arsenal, he goes missing. Their captain Martin Odegaard. Anytime you have midfielder that are physical, you don't see Martin Odegaard in that game. He goes missing. He goes missing. And that's a problem. He is the captain of the team. So, with limited option up front, and their confidence is low right now. Arsenal confidence is low. And Manchester United rested the whole week. They didn't play any midweek game. And the coach, you saw it the first time for the coach to get 4 consecutive days or 5 consecutive days of training to play a game, like the Liverpool game. First time. He already been training the 2 days, and he been complaining on it that he doesn't have the time to pass his message on the training ground to the players. Every time they train 1 or 2 days, they have a game. But now 7 days with all a game, that's gonna be a problem. That guy, he's very tactical. He's a tactical coach. You can see him. He's a serial winner. That guy won championship, two championship in Portugal, in front Benfica and FC Porto. To win in front Benfica and FC Porto is not an easy task. Everybody knows the two biggest things in Portugal are Benfica and FC Porto. So if you can win in front of those teams, that means you have something in you. And everybody can see the blueprint, what the coach is trying to do at that football club. So I think Manchester United are going to win that game. It's going to be a very difficult game because Arsenal, They don't want to lose because they have played 2 games now without a win, and they want to go in a North London derby with a lot of confidence because that North London derby, despite Spurs having a lot of defender injured, probably some may make it, some of them may come back, but even none of them come back, despite the injury, Spurs get a very good midfield in attack. I promise you that. You will only tell people that Tottenham Hotspur, they don't have good defense, but attack and midfield they have it. Bosuma, he's a very good midfielder. Jim Madison, Pape Sarr, they attack Kulusevski, Son, and Dominic Solanke. Dominic Solanke better than the entire Arsenal front line. Even last season, he scored more goals than any other striker at Arsenal. So, I predict Manchester United to win 2-1. That's my prediction. The time the manager, the time he had the whole week to train, I think he's going to outsmart Arteta tactically. It's going to be a tactical battle. And I think he will learn his lesson from the Premier League game where in Arsenal scored with 2 corner kicks. They're going to learn a lesson. Nobody will pull a ball outside for corner like what Rashford did, because he will not even be in the lineup before he will put ball outside for corner kick. Unnecessarily, you tap in football like you're on training ground and you pull it outside for corner kick, knowing very well Arsenal is a team that depend on set pieces. So maybe going to win 2-1. And Newcastle game, Arsenal try to put in crosses. You can, if you put in cross, if you could put in 100 crosses against Newcastle, you're not going to. Those guys, they are 6 feet plus. The 2 center back. How are you going to put crosses for Gabriel Jesus against Dan Burn and Bodman? They are 6 feet plus. He's not going to win any header. So my prediction for that game is 2-1 to United. It's going to be a tactical game. I think it's going to outsmart Mikel Arteta. Mayu coach is better than Arteta, but Arsenal fan will tell you Arteta is the best coach in the world. Even though the guy, he has won 1 FA Cup in his entire coaching career, 5 years at Arsenal. This is his 6th season. 5 years now, 0 trophy, spent over £700 million. Any serious club, Arteta will be fired. You cannot spend over £700 million you at the football club almost 6 years. He got fired already. This year will make him 6 years at the football club without winning any major trophy. You will be sacked. But his job is still secure at Arsenal because the standard at Arsenal is very low. We now move on to the Super Cup final between Real Madrid and Barcelona in Saudi Arabia. And the game going to be a huge game. Barcelona, they are 3rd in La Liga. Madrid, 1st place. And it's a El Clasico. It doesn't matter. They are playing for a trophy. And it is a El Clasico. Madrid, they lost 4-0 the last time they both teams met at the Santiago Bernabeu. And they will be off for it. Kylian Mbappe, Rodrigo, Vini Jr., they will be off for it. And Barcelona too, Lamine Yamal, he has returned from injury. That's a boost for Barcelona because that kid, whenever he's in the team, they barely lose game. So it's going to be a very difficult game. Filippo Isaki, what's your opinion on that game?
Well, that game is going to be a classic game, even though we know that game is the El Clasico, a Super Cup, and Madrid have that spirit of winning trophy. Whenever they stand in final, they always carry the trophy. Every time they go for final, they have to carry something. But my opinion is that if Barcelona continue to use that of cake in that Mayfield because that Mayfield it always depend on that on Gavi, Pedri, uh, Sagado. When you use that three cake on that Mayfield, it's not going to help them because Madrid Mayfield is very solid. They have experienced Mayfield. They play, and they are facing up. They play good Madrid football. Madrid team is a good team because they are desperate for everything. Even they come down on Barcelona being in a game 4-0, but their counter is very good. Sometimes if the other track is the other the on a track, they when they score first goal, they're going to score a more goal in that game. But they just have to be careful. Barcelona should not be first and score on them. Once Barcelona score first on them, they're going to give them tough time for them to equalize the goal. The goal will be plenty. Even though Barcelona maybe is a little bit easier than Madrid and not compared to Madrid maybe, but they have to be careful. Barcelona should not be the first and score on them. If Barcelona be first and score on them, you're going to give them hard time because Barcelona they know how to hold ball. They have that way of holding ball. Even though Madrid hold ball, but Barcelona also know how to play Real Madrid. And that game is a good game. We are going to see Real Madrid. They have Vinicius, they have Rodrigo, they have Bumpy. They are all sharp. They can score anytime. They can score anytime. And that game, it will be a good game for Real Madrid. I believe that Real Madrid is going to be 2-1. My,
2-1 Real
my
Madrid.
prediction is 2-1.
Thank you very much, Filippo Izaki, for that prediction. Mr. Kodak, let me come to you. You being a Real Madrid fan, the last time you guys play a game, y'all lost 4-0 to your biggest rival, Barcelona, at home. But yet, you guys are first in the La Liga in Barcelona, third place. And the last time y'all met in the Super Cup was last season, well, last year, January, also January 2024. 1 year ago, you guys met in the same Super Cup in Saudi Arabia. Real Madrid won 4 goals to 1. And y'all meet again Sunday in the same Super Cup. You guys are the holder of the Super Cup. Y'all beat the same opposition 4-1. And Sunday, y'all meeting them again, 1 p.m. Central Time. What's your take on the game?
Um, El Clasico is always a El Clasico. Uh, no matter no matter what game it is, what tournament, La Liga, Champion League, Super Cup, Copa del Rey. Madrid lost to Barcelona this season heavily. If you really watch the match, the first half of that match was um, kind of dominated by Real Madrid. All of a sudden, the match just slipped off their hand in the second half. So all those guys in Madrid team right now, looking at it to be a vengeance match, they didn't do well as per their level. Um, Barcelona got a lot of young players. We expected Madrid to do much more better in that match than what they did. But again, it's a Clasico. They are rivalry. Um, Rivalry matches always pull us surprises. Uh, we know the kind of quality within the Madrid team right now. It's because of those quality we see them on top of the league, despite the heavy um, loss to Barcelona. So it's going to be a tough match, and it's always a tough match when it comes to Real Madrid and Barcelona. There's no easy match with those two teams. From the Barcelona perspective, they lost the last Super Cup to Madrid. It was a heavy defeat as well. Now they get a chance to come back and revenge. They get a chance to win that cup too. To say yes, you won it last season, and this season are gonna win it. So everybody look at it from diverse position. Madrid won the revenge for that heavy loss. Barcelona won the revenge to win that cup. So having said that, I we looking at the current Madrid team. The team is improving gradually. They're not struggling in game as compared to the start of the season. The last couple of games coming to the winter break, we saw what Madrid did. We saw them against Sevilla and the game against Valencia. Valencia is also a tough match for Madrid, despite Valencia position. We saw them. So the team has improved, and they got some injury players that recover. They stay struggling in defense. That could be one of their weakness on Sunday. But with those guys holding together, those guys up front, they are so dangerous when they on the attack. And Madrid suffered heavily from the Osa Barcelona Highland game. They suffered heavily the last match they played, and I believe Carlo Ancelotti, as a technical coach, he's looking at what to do next, how to break through that defense. And those guys, as individual, um, they know themselves. They know the errors that they made during that Clasico match. So everybody looking at it, everybody want to prove something. Everybody want to revenge. So it's going to be a tough match. It's going to be a very tough match. On the other hand, Barcelona too got some good players. Right now, their wonder kid is back. He's instrumental for Barcelona. Lamine Yamal, he caused so many problems. Rafinha is there. He's scoring goals. He's outstanding, and not to forget about Lewandowski. He's a excellent finisher. He been in a top flight for so long, and he's still doing it. But if you look at Barcelona midfield, they got so many young players there that want to prove point. They got so many young players in defense that want to prove point. Madrid midfield is a little bit matured as compared to the Barcelona midfield, but that's not the case. All right, we got to look at those two managers, what they put into place to to win that match for that team. All right, they already played once. Madrid lost heavily. Carlo Ancelotti know the mistakes they had in that game. Um, Barcelona coach as well has to Flick also looking at it to maintain a 100% record against Madrid this season. So it's going to be a very open match. Madrid is going to be desperate to score goals. They need to do is just work on how to break through Barcelona hard defense. They're going to come with that same hard defense against Madrid because it worked out for them the first time they played in the La Liga. So they're going to come with it. We saw how many times Kylian Mbappe was offside that match because he's fast and he was done looking at the midfielder. And Madrid midfield was kind of releasing the ball kind of a little bit late. So most of the time you see Kylian Mbappe, outside position. So it's going to be a different game. Madrid's got a very good record when it comes to final. We know that. We all know that. Barcelona knows that. Everybody knows about Carlo Ancelotti when he go to final. So I gave Madrid the edge. I'm a Real Madrid fan. Under no circumstances I'm going to give. I just discuss the from my own perspective what I understand from the both team. All right, but it's obvious I'm going to give my support to Madrid. My support is always be given to them. That game is going to be a tough one, but at the end of the day, my prediction is 3-2 in favor of Real Madrid. There will be a lot of goals, but at the end of the day, Madrid going to win that game.
All right, thank you very much for that. Yes, as you said, it's gonna be a difficult game. Barcelona they will play with a high line for sure, and I think Madrid, particularly Kylian Mbappe, he will learn from that game, the La Liga game, the 4-0 loss, because they're going to play a very hard line. The only thing Madrid attackers need to do, Rodrigo, Vini, and Kylian, is to time their run perfectly. Play on the shoulder of the last defender in the offside trap. That's it. They are fast. If they time their run perfectly, they're going to win, because Barcelona are going to give them a lot of opportunity. The Barcelona defense is not really mature like that, particularly the center defense. Martinez and Paul Kubasi. Kubasi is 17. He's a kid who still going to high school. And even the Mayfield, they are very good, but they don't really have that maturity. Marc Casado, Pedri, and Gavi. Technically, they are very good, but they don't have that experience. You can be good, but if you don't have that experience, sometimes you can struggle against even a soon to be 40-year-old Luka Modric. It's going to be a close game, a very close one, because Barcelona, they have a very good attack. Robert Lewandowski, he's one of the greatest attackers ever. Only Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi in recent time score more goals than this guy. He is third place all-time goal scorer list, and the Champions League all-time goal scorer list. He's third place. He's the greatest number 9 in this generation. As a number 9, Robert Lewandowski is the greatest number 9 in this generation. And Lamine Yamal, he's a wonderful kid, and he's very, very good. He's gonna cause a lot of problem for the left full back on Sunday. And Rafinha, he's also on fire. This is his best season since he joined Barcelona. But I will give the edge to Madrid, because like Madrid in final, they are different. They are just different. Whenever they see cup sitting, they just different. They know how to play such game. And Carlo Ancelotti is one of the greatest managers ever in the history of the sport. Even though the mainstream media can downplay him when they're discussing the greatest manager of all time, nobody ever call his name. But he is. He has won in so many countries. He won in so many countries. 3 Champions League with Madrid. He won the Champions League with AC Milan. He won Champions League with AC Milan twice. 2003 and 2007. This guy. 3 Champions League with Real Madrid. That's 5 Champions League. But yet, as soon as they talk about greatest manager, all the all the pundits that will sit in studio, some of them barely watch football game. The only time you see them watching game is when they sit in studio to discuss the game they are watching. And they will sit there, they will sit in studio, and they will give that prediction. They will give that prediction. And they will never and ever, when you ask them who's the greatest manager of all time in this generation, they will never mention Don Carlo. You will hear them calling all of them say Guardiola. But the guy has 5 Champions League. Domestic trophy he has won all over. Spain, Italy, Germany, France. He also won as a player. And in fact, he was a better player than Pep Guardiola, Don Carlo. And in my opinion, if Cup is sitting down, game, just one off game, Real Madrid, my money will be on Real Madrid if I'm betting, even though I don't bet. But if I were to bet, my money will be on Real Madrid. So I gave Madrid the edge come Sunday. Madrid to win 4 goals to 4-2. It's going to be a high scoring game. Madrid 4, Barcelona 2. So before we go, Filippo Inzaghi, what's your parting comment? Yeah, because you're doing it for 1 hour today.
Uh, con- my party comment is congratulations to my team AC Milan by claiming the Super Cup this going time. I'm very happy about it. Yeah, the whole week I'm very happy. I don't even know what to do. So that is my my party comment. Also to all our viewers who watching our show tonight, please go to our the football heritage to subscribe. You are welcome to be part of us. It's not that if the boat is open, you have to come and make your way to make a family. So everybody is welcome. Thank to our listener and thank to everybody that take their time tonight.
Thank you very much. Mr. Colin, before you go, what's your parting comment?
Well, this is going strictly to Real Madrid. My team, Real Madrid. You got to prove to the world. You got to prove to us again that you are unstoppable when it comes to cup collection. You have done this. It's not going to be surprised if Madrid win that the Super Cup on Sunday. If Barcelona win it, I think they deserve it too because they've been fighting so hard, especially this season. They started the season brilliantly, but the inconsistency based on the younger players that they got on the team. They got so many young players and make them to be inconsistent. Um, I know Madrid when it's time come to cup, I know what they can do. So I just urging them win that cup for your fan. It's gonna be a revenge. If you win that cup, it's gonna prove to people that winning first game in La Liga or first leg in La Liga doesn't mean that you win anything. I know it's always a boost if you win your main rival, especially the manner in which Barcelona won that match. But I trust Real Madrid. This is why I chose them to be my first team. I know what they can do. They bring their fans so many joys. They're capable of doing so many things. Um, Madrid gold on Sunday, give her that tournament. I mean, give her that cup. We need it. We need it so bad. Barcelona is the higher carrier of it, but we need it not only because the cup is important or less important. We need it because we lost to Barcelona heavily in the first leg in La Liga this season. So we want to prove to them that we are big teams. We go for the bigger picture. So Hala Madrid. See you guys Sunday. Thank you guys for watching. Keep watching. Keep following us. Keep subscribing. We're going to get better. We're going to get better with your support. Thank you so much, Mr. Conan, and have a wonderful weekend.
All right, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, before we go, if you are not yet subscribed to the Football Heritage, please do subscribe. The link is in the description. Please go there and subscribe. It is the Football Heritage right on YouTube. If you will watch later on Facebook, please go on our YouTube page, the Football Heritage. You will see the link. You can click on the link and go to our YouTube page to subscribe to the Football Heritage because next month we will not be on Facebook. We will only be bringing this program on YouTube and Twitch. So please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are on our way to 2K subscribers. We are just 20 subscribers short to be 2K subscribers. Please subscribe. We need your support. With your support, this channel in the next year or two will be a big channel. Thank you for listening. You guys can have a wonderful night or a wonderful day, no matter where you're watching from, no matter where you will watch from later. So you guys can have a pleasant night or day. Peace. I'm all of you.